Hola, bienvenidos al podcast del pretérito imperfecto del subjuntivo. Welcome, I'm Senora Stanias, and we will be talking about the past subjunctive in Spanish in this podcast. Make sure you have your grammar packet with you as you take notes and follow along and jot down any questions you may have. We will be looking at how to form the past subjunctive tense and also how to use and understand the past subjunctive in our written and spoken Spanish. The past subjunctive is used in mainly multiple clause sentences, and it expresses states or conditions such as will, influence, emotion, commands, indefiniteness, non-existence, similar to the present subjunctive. However, now we're going to be focusing on the past. All of the past subjunctive endings are the same. Doesn't matter if it's an AR, ER, IR verb. They end like this: ra, ras, ra, ramos, rais, ran. We form the past subjunctive by first going to that third person plural, ellos, ellas, ustedes form of the preterite. You then drop the RON from the preterite form and put onto the corresponding past subjunctive endings. So some examples of what this looks like. With an AR verb, caminar, you can see you go from caminaron to yo caminara, etc. Perder, perdieron, you go to the take off the RON, perdiera. Vivir, an IR verb, the same, take off the ron, viviera. Some examples of what this looks like in sentences. Estela dudaba de que su madre le ayudara a financiar un carro nuevo. A los dueños les sorprendió que vendieran más en enero que en diciembre. Ya hablé con el recepcionista y me recomendó que le escribiera al gerente. Of course, we do have irregular verbs in the preterite, so when there is a stem change or some other written irregularity in that third person plural form, then the past subjunctive also contains that same change. So some examples I have of pedir, sentir, dormir, influir, saber, ir, ser. Remember, these are the third person plural forms, and you'll notice that that same irregular or stem change goes into the past subjunctive form. I haven't listed all of them, but I have the yo, the tú, and the nosotros. So pidiera, pidieras, pidiéramos. Sintiera, sintieras, sintiéramos. Durmiera, durmieras, durmiéramos. Influyera, influyeras, influyéramos. Supiera, supieras, supiéramos. Fuera, fueras, fuéramos. And you should notice that all nosotros forms, be them regular, irregular, AR, ER, IR verbs, all have a written accent in the past subjunctive. You should also be aware that in Spain and some other parts of the Spanish-speaking world, there's another past subjunctive ending. It is also often used in literary selections. Again, please just be aware of this ending, that it exists. We might see it when you're reading, but we will not be focusing on it quite as much in class. Here's an example. La señora Medina exigió que le mandásemos el contrato para el viernes. More importantly, when do we use this? If you know how to form it, how do you use it? The past subjunctive, again, is required in the same situations as a present subjunctive, except that that point of reference is always in the past. When the verb in the main clause is in the past, the verb in the subordinate clause must be in the past subjunctive. So some examples from present to past. El jefe sugiere que vayas a la reunión. El jefe sugirió que fueras a la reunión. Espero que ustedes no tengan problemas con el nuevo sistema. Esperaba que no tuvieran problemas con el nuevo sistema. Buscamos a alguien que conozca bien el mercado. Buscábamos a alguien que conociera bien el mercado. Les mando mi currículum en caso de que haya un puesto disponible. Les mandé mi currículum en caso de que hubiera un puesto disponible. Como si, as if. The expression como si is always followed by the past subjunctive in Spanish. Some examples. Alfredo gasta dinero como si fuera millonario. El presidente habló de la economía como si no hubiera una recesión. Ella rechazó mi opinión como si no importara. And finally, querer. The past subjunctive is also commonly used with the verb querer to make polite requests or to soften a statement or like a command. So, quisiera que me llames hoy. Quisiera hablar con usted. This ends this podcast about the past subjunctive. If you please complete the Google Docs that you find at the bottom of this podcast and include any questions you may have. Gracias y hasta mañana.